Phrasing!
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. And it hasn't been a minute, but we are back for now in studio. It's me, Topher the Hairy Bastard, and with me, as always,
Lil Sonny.
So what is happening?
A whole lot of crap. We have been busy. That's why we haven't been doing the podcast.
Yeah, well, you have your job.
For right now.
For right now.
Yeah.
Since we launched the radio station, I have been inundated with people doing shows and recording those shows and doing all that stuff. So not only are they live on air, but you can starting to be able to catch them on the podcast, which is on our Spreaker section, just like this one is.
Yep.
So it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little while. We had we done the Man Cave yesterday, and we got Metal and Madness coming up tonight. And that's every Saturday night, roughly at
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Yeah.
Eastern. And then Friday nights, at 7 when Bill and Pat decided.
Bill and the other guy.
Yeah. That other guy. When they decide to come in and do the show.
Yeah, whenever they decide to roll in. Though.
Well, yesterday, because everybody's out on a vacation trip thing, they did the Milwaukee
brewery
tour and Harley tour and all that other fun stuff, and left us the only ones that were left behind. So we are the ones who got to fill in for everybody. So, but that was fun. We actually talked more manly stuff on the Man Cave than they normally do the entire time they discuss.
Well, it's like the ADHD hour over there. I mean, squirrel.
Well, we do that too.
Shiny. Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do that too. So, what was the last thing we really talked about? Like it's been like 2 months, it's been a month.
It was the Gen Con 50 post-mortem was our last.
Oh yeah.
last show.
Yeah.
It's been a couple months.
It's been a minute. And I'm trying to catch up and be like, what's all happened that I haven't talked about?
Well, I tell you something that has happened that we haven't covered yet.
What's that?
We had the big debate about CBS All Access for the new STD. Compare it to the Orville, and the only people it sounds like that don't like the Orville are the critics.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the critics don't
the
like?
Critics don't like Orville because it's Seth MacFarlane. I don't know any other. I mean, who really listens to those critics anyway? I mean, everybody else seems to like it. I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it. I like it better than Star Trek Discovery. I mean, and then you got the whole taking a knee thing, and I mean we got all kinds of crap that's happened in the last couple of months, and we got around to, but
yeah,
it just is what it is.
No, but so with CBS, I think we talked about this before, but the whole concept, everybody I talk to, who are big Trekkie fans, they're not watching. They said they watched the first one, but they're not getting CBS access to watch the rest.
Yeah, no, I don't imagine there's too many people that do, and I really don't think that CBS has a good enough lineup to justify a paid subscription to watch their content.
No, and they only have one thing on there that you can't watch on live television.
Right.
What happened to? Do you remember what happened to Sci-Fi? Because Sci-Fi was one of the first ones that had the Sci-Fi wire or whatever that was.
It is now all free.
Yeah, that was you subscribed and you got to watch the short films that go along with some of the other stuff, and you get their movies and whatnot.
Little webisodes and things like that.
And now, that's gone the way.
Yeah.
Nobody did it. It's like, well, we were making all this stuff, spending all this money, and nobody's actually watching it now.
Nobody's going to pay to watch Sharknado. I mean, come on. That Lavalantula, Sharknado, nobody pays money to see this shit.
Lavalantula.
Nobody
pays
the
money. That's a blast
money.
from the past.
Yeah. Even three-headed shark attack, nobody's paying for that.
I remember Ghost Shark. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
People are washing their cars or whatever, and the shark jumps out of the bucket of water.
Yeah.
It's like, God.
But that was kind of groundbreaking for sci-fi. Really, I mean, they took it in a whole other direction.
Well,
it's like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You don't expect a shark jump out of a bucket of water while you're washing your Volvo. Surprise.
It was like the bikini, like everybody's out there washing and doing like a fundraiser thing, and then out comes all the shark. I was like, what the heck?
It's a snapper. I had to say it.
No, so we're gonna have to figure it out,
Yeah, I mean, I've watched some of the STD because Star Trek Discovery. Why in the hell they did not think about this? Yeah. They shortened it down. Everybody was STE was Enterprise. TOS, the original series. STD. And your lead character doesn't know whether it's a boy or a girl because of the name, and I don't know. There's all kinds of you don't need to break ground. Just let the show get off the ground first, and then you want to confront cultural things or whatever. Ease into it. Don't just jump right into it.
Right.
That's.
I've
been a long-time Star Trek fan, and I watch the Orville religiously because it's funny. I mean,
it's there, and
it was slow to get going.
It still has its things that where it talks about it, like like the original Star Trek did.
Yeah, they had a big episode with Bortus and I forget his whole name is. Yeah, because Bortus is the single male or the race with just one gender.
Yeah.
And so they like Bud or whatever. He hatches an egg, and their child just happened to be born a girl, and then it was a big cultural thing about the assignment surgery has to happen. So that's kind of neat in a way that Seth MacFarlane will work that stuff in. Because most people don't expect him to do that, but Seth MacFarlane's a huge Star Trek fan, and he's got his series going. It's episodic instead of this big overarching storyline that STD does, and it feels more like original Star Trek. It feels more like Star Trek than this Discovery does,
right?
Because the Discovery's done, I guess, in a rebooted universe, or
I
don't know. I still can't figure it out. Yeah, and I don't.
Here's my question about the Discovery thing. I sat down and watched the pilot, and maybe it's because of the TV that I got. Because I got the 4K television that I got on sale. Yeah. So it's still 4K. And on that thing, I sat down and watched it. It looked like the whole thing was visibly done on a green screen.
It does. It does
like,
look that
it
way.
almost looks like a fan...
It's all fake.
Like a fan-made...
Yeah.
Thing.
Everything.
Like a well-made fan-made thing, but it was... it's like... you can tell that whereas you look at like the Orville,
you can tell it's done on, majority of it's done on a soundstage.
Yeah. Well, even the green screen stuff looks 1,000 times better than what you see on. Yeah. And it's like, are they phoning this in, or is this just a fan thing that they picked up and went, you know what, we like this, we're going to pick it up?
Now, if they were going to pick up a fan thing and run with it, I wish to hell they'd pick up Axonar, because that thing looks phenomenal. I wish to hell they would do something. I wish they'd do something with it, because it looks like it'd be pretty good, but instead I just get little trailers that I can watch, and I can't see the actual movie,
Right.
But
like I said, it's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know.
And then, with the Orville too, Seth MacFarlane, he's got some people that were in different series of Star Trek that have made guest appearances. The Doctor on the Orville is played by, I forget her name, but Cassidy Yates from Deep Space Nine, the gal that was the cargo pilot that was a romantic interest of the captain. She's in it. It's kind of neat. I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than STD, but who doesn't enjoy anything better than STDs?
Well, there
I couldn't
is
help
that.
It, man. It's just there. You can't. Don't name the shit something so easy. You're handing it to me at that point. I'm gonna work for it a little bit. It's just make fun of.
But what's funny is, like, you're talking down here. It's like it says it struggles and this, that, and the other.
No, it's not struggling. They just renewed it for 4 more years, 4 more seasons.
Right, and it'll actually, if maintain with that renew for 4 seasons, after that puts it at the same run.
Yeah. As Enterprise.
As the
It puts
TOS.
it past Enterprise.
Well,
puts it past the original Star Trek,
yeah,
too. Yeah.
TOS was 5 seasons.
It was 3 solid seasons.
Because I thought they came back and
They did come back, and it went 3 seasons. Was it 2 seasons? No, it was 3. They done 70-some episodes.
no, there was 3 seasons.
3 seasons total. Okay,
Yeah.
I know there was a little bit of a hiccup and a break there, but
Yeah, and all of them are playing right now on the BBC.
absolutely.
Well, no, like literally, it says right now, episode 2, or season 2, episode 12, and they're just running the whole thing.
Yeah, might as well. I got Netflix, so I went through all of it already. Been through all of them. Went through every episode, every season. It was one of the first things done with the Netflix. Make sure I caught up on everything. And there was some stuff that I hadn't seen. I thought I'd seen it all before already. Just kind of went through and nerded out on it.
What's funny is
It was all good.
Next Gen went 7 seasons.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Deep Space Nine went 7 seasons, I believe it was. Yeah. Voyager went 7 seasons.
Really? That that surprises me.
Yeah, Voyager went 7 seasons, and that's the one that I cared the least for. But
So
but
did apparently most of the people who watched it.
It wasn't too bad. By the end of it, I like Kate Mulgrew, but I think it felt like she was posturing for that entire role.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like her as an actress, she was posturing through the role. So I couldn't really believe it or get into it, So at that point, and Chakotay was such a yes man, the only
he went from being like a
first he went from being a bad guy to being a first officer to trying to finding his role, and I don't know, it was real weird. I mean, it worked for a lot of people. Honestly, my favorite character in the whole thing was probably the damn hologram. Because it was about the only thing you could say, okay, well, at least I can expect this out of him, and I don't really like Robert Picardo that much. So.
Right.
But, I watched 7 seasons of it. Not on TV.
He was a Maquis. That's what.
Yeah, he was the Maquis. Yeah. But I didn't watch it.
Him and B'Elanna, or no, but was it B'Elanna?
Yeah, the
Torres.
The half Klingon. Yeah,
Rolaren.
Rolaren was on Next Generation. We're talking about her name was. It's not Rosario Dawson.
No, that's
no,
not.
It's not her. It was Roxanne Dawson. I don't know. Shit. Anyway.
See if I could. What was the?
Hmm. Oh, you gonna look it up? But anyway.
Yeah, B'Elanna Torres was played by Roxanne Dawson.
Okay, see. I bet they're sisters, aren't they?
I have no idea.
Because they do kind of look a little bit alike, but sometimes that happens.
She's married into a Dawson.
Oh, okay. Well, stay the hell off the creek. But, no, I never watched it while it was on TV. I caught a couple episodes of it, but I was not. It didn't. I didn't really like the look of the ship. It kind of seemed, like they just thrown it out there, like, hey, here's another thing to watch, and I didn't.
See, I liked Enterprise when it started.
I did like Enterprise when it started. Then they went all crazy and stupid with the Xindi, and they screwed up the timeline quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And then. By the time they were,
I remember like they did a playoff, Through the Mirror Darkly or whatever.
Yeah. The Mirror episode. Yeah. Then you had Section 31 that you never heard about before, until you heard about it in Deep Space Nine. That was when it first popped up, and that was a fresh thing in their mind. So that when, we used it on Deep Space Nine, now let's use it on Enterprise.
The show has roots.
It's always been here, and So they kind of screwed some stuff up, but by the time their 4th season hit, they were starting to fix it. They were trying. They were making an honest effort trying to put it back around. I would have liked to have seen it gone another season, just to see where it could have went. But after Trip died, I didn't care.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a big outcry because the last episode, everybody's like, "See, I knew it was all a holodeck program. Like, it's all made up." Oh, I couldn't. Okay, but anyway, I liked Enterprise. I liked all of it. But this Discovery, man, it's. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. So, I don't know. That's my opinion. There's plenty of other people like Star Trek that enjoy the hell out of it. So,
what's funny is, what's funny is it's one of them that is a mixed bag, because, like I said, I know several Star Trek people who are like, they watched the first, they're like, yeah, it's okay. And they like, we watched the Orville.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people watch the Orville. I mean, I really I like it better than shit.
I honestly turned off.
Well, and it's gotten
the
better.
First pilot. I mean, the only thing that you got to see for Discovery, I got halfway through it. She was like on that ship or whatever, standing on the edge of the thing, and that Klingon started to attack her, and I was like, meh. I don't even know how that ended.
I've even got on YouTube and watched a few clips about it, and just to see if maybe I could like kindle some kind of desire to watch it. And I'm like, there's just nothing there. I mean, it's like when you're done. I don't have any desire to. So, because I kind of almost wanted to. I mean, it's pretty bad when you get on board with watching 7 seasons of Voyager. And this, no. I mean, they don't act like, it. I don't really care to watch it, so I watched the Orville instead.
Well, they're still got all of the stuff that you like. I mean, he's a
huge Star Trek fan too.
And he took the core of that, and is running with it in a new. And I'll be honest with you, it's got better effects, It does. It still has some of the cheesy stuff that you remember from the first, and it's like, but it's.
Yeah,
you remember it from the first.
Well, and you get some like fart jokes humor. I mean, you get you just. It's almost, I tell you, sometimes it's like God, it would be like us on the bridge of a ship.
Here's where I'm at.
You only got to hear Lieutenant Borda say, "Now entering glory hole" one time, and Mercer just, oh my God, we got to get better people. Yeah.
I thought we got to get better people.
Well, and now that wasn't to board us. That was because they had got a damage.
I know, but I remember that episode.
Okay,
it's like, we got to get better people.
Yeah, well, he included that in the damage report. Yeah, we got to get better people.
No, what I was thinking of was like, I'm starting to like the pilot. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but
Gordon.
Yeah,
or Lamar.
No, Gordon.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
because Lamar's the navigator. That's
you drinking already? Well, it's a new ship, and I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, take the edge off.
But last time I liked a pilot, it didn't end well for him. So I'm trying to.
And he does kind of have that quality about him too.
Yes, he does.
If you kind of sit back and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I never thought of that. He does kind of remind me of him.
So it doesn't bode well when you like the pilot in the space show that you're watching.
Yeah.
You always have that. I'm waiting for him to pull off some I'm a leaf in the...
Yeah. I'm a leaf in the wind. Watch me fly. Or soar. I thought it was... I liked the... when... it was a couple of them ago. I don't know. They were in a shuttle going somewhere, and he's like, "You're fine? You got this?" Yeah. He's like, "What'd your voice get real high at the end?" He goes, "Oh, just don't worry about it. I got this."
No, I got this.
I got this.
No, I got this.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my thought on the STD and the Orville.
On the STD.
Yeah.
That is what it is. The STD.
The STDs.
But anywho, so what we were looking at a minute ago was apparently Blizzard, because I just got Lil Sonny here back on playing WoW again.
Playing Warcrack.
That's okay. I got sucked into Evercrack. That was horrible. Yeah, I was looking at all that stuff, and we found out that it is
in the works
to actually go back to a vanilla server. They're going to launch
relaunch at least one server that's the original game as it was 10, 15 years ago.
Yep. Well, you're gonna remember they got rid of. They actually had taken down, like, because fans always loved the original.
Mm-hmm.
They think things got overpowered, underpowered, nerfed, and all this other stuff when the expansions came out and all the other stuff. They loved playing that, so you had fan-made servers that were just designed to run
the original
vanilla WoW, and they shut down the biggest one, the longest running one, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they said, we're not going to talk about opening a vanilla server because we're launching this game, launching the Legion expansion and this, that, and the other.
Well, yeah.
Well, they finally made the announcement, even though they're launching their, let's see, what is this, the 275th
I don't know. There was like
expansion?
5 expansions when I left, and there's been like 5 more since. I don't know.
But with Battle for Azeroth coming out, they're getting ready to launch that. So they're like, well, this doesn't seem to be an issue. There is no gameplay video yet, other than the trailer, the teaser trailer for it is like a rewind of all of their expansions back to the very beginning, and then you get a character walk out, back to the beginning.
Yep.
So, that would be cool, like something that you could act like, because I could never find a vanilla server. Like, I don't know how
I don't know where they were hiding them.
I wasn't in the know. How do you sign in to a vanilla server that's not on the thing?
Yeah.
Some of them said they were like invite only and whatnot. So I don't know, but like I would hop on and play a vanilla server.
Absolutely.
Run around in the old school, like where you're like, you have that big Porky Pie bastard in the dusk, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that big golem thing that wandered
that
through
you
the
had
thing.
to hide from.
Yeah, because unless you maxed out, you were never high
You
enough
weren't gonna beat him. Yeah.
to beat him. So or you get a group of you, like a group together and like everybody take him on. Those were the fun days.
Yeah.
Back when the creepy point was, right below, that was the creepy place, and you could hang out in the creepy place.
Back when you needed a party to go on your charger quest.
Yes.
You want your paladin mount? You better party up, because you ain't getting it alone, and it's not sure as hell ain't gonna be a spell,
right? Or
just handed to you.
So that's one of those things that, like, I think honestly that is a good move. I mean, they got all these expansion stuff. You know what? Let somebody who has all of the expansions go play the server.
See what it was like in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like a heritage or a legacy, I mean, let them see what it was before all the craziness started.
They're afraid they're going to like.
That's exactly it. This is, what they're afraid of is
they got all the, the people who just started playing, like, this is what it was like back then. This is awesome.
Well, yes and no. I mean, it could just be that, Blizzard doesn't want to admit maybe there's a problem. No, because if you make a legacy server and people flock to it,
that's true.
There could be a problem there.
Well, not only that, but I don't know, but we noticed, and you guys let us know in the comments of the YouTube video that gets popped up, or in the Facebook group,
however you choose,
you want to choose it. Let us know what you thought. If this has happened to you, but we got him on, and we were going back to res one of our old servers that we like all the friends played on and whatnot. And we have the Cult of Cthulhu guild for our alliance, and we have the Cult of the Pallid Mask for the Horde on that server. So we're going through and weeding out people who are no longer around, no longer with us, no longer play the game, never want to be interested in coming back. I think they've burned their computers.
Yeah.
Stuff that we know we're never going to really see them back on the game. So we started weeding all that stuff out. And when he went to pull up the server, every single server was rated as low.
Low population.
Every server.
I'm going to tell you what, they put out a legacy server. That's them admitting the problem. I kind of have a feeling you're going to start seeing the decline of WoW if they don't do something else instead of just pushing out these expansions and nerfing it. Mm-hmm. Because when you have so many low population servers, you're going to start cutting servers to save money.
Right. I mean, they did that big. What killed some for us was the
World of Warcraft Kung Fu Panda.
Well, no, that's where I'm running around right now. I'm digging it. I like the
I think
whole
they
thing.
gave me the free expansion because I'm going to tell you what, I never bought another expansion for that game after Cataclysm, and it says that I've got Mists of Pandaria and Warlords of Draenor. I never bought the stuff.
I think they're just trying to gear you into because you hadn't been back in like 5 years.
Yeah.
That they said, okay, we have we'll put him at just below current, so he can upgrade to Legion right before.
Let's see if we can get the hook back in him before he bolts.
Right before, I had my other account that when I lost connection to my first one.
Yeah.
I started another one and played a game and the whole 9 yards, and then finally got access back to my old account, and I paid to move what I wanted to move over, and I just let it go.
Yeah.
Somebody mistakenly gave me a scroll of resurrection and gave me a free week. Mm-hmm. It automatically bumped me up to Mist.
Really?
Yeah. But now I merged the two. It just doesn't have game time on that, And unfortunately, the way things are set up is I can't go, hey, would you be interested in playing this? I'd have to unmerge them again. And, for somebody to take over that account. And there's like 5 level 80s on that. At that time, that was hot. It was like maxed out, when I first had that. There was like 5 maxed out things and some low level stuff. And now I never go on there because I don't want to pay $29 a month, or $30 a month just for me to play 2 different things when I can do it all on one. But yeah, so with all of the servers being low population, though, what? Was it just that time of day? I mean, it was a Saturday.
Yeah,
I mean, it was. When we looked at all that stuff, it was a Saturday. So why are we?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not as popular as it used to be.
Well, I can see that because there's a lot of people complaining that they just got Legion.
Yeah. And
they're already ramping up for Battle for Azeroth.
Yeah.
And it seems like every year, just before you can't even get.
Well, it's around November. Every year is usually when they release something.
You can't get the world content, and up to date. You can't be like the first ones to do whatever, and then you can't even get your stuff, even if you're not the first ones. Mm-hmm. By the time they have another expansion, you're like, I haven't even beat the world content yet. It'd be like saying, here's Mist of Pandaria before you beat the dragon. Crusade. Well, here's before you beat the dragon, in Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Here's Mist.
I don't know. I've given up on even doing dungeons and raids. I could never get anybody together to do a raid.
Well, see, that's the point. That's why we're getting the thing back together. Because,
Well, yeah, but how many people total are we talking? I mean,
Well,
You know,
we
when-
have
when
4
we were-
right now.
yeah, but when we were all on before, we didn't have enough people to do one of them 20 or 30 or 50, whatever.
No,
it was,
I'm talking
people
about doing
raids.
5-man dungeons and
Oh,
whatnot.
dungeons. Okay, I thought we were talking about raid.
No, like I'm not much of a raider. Like I'll go into low-level
I've
raids
gone to a
and
couple,
solo a low-level raid.
Yeah, I'd gone to a couple, but generally, I don't like people. So
What's what me and the wife and Libby used to do is we would team up and then walk into the low-level raids area.
yeah,
And go in and do all that stuff with the 3 of us.
yeah.
And we'd get guild rep and do all that other stuff because we walked in there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so let us know what you guys think of the current incarnation of WoW. We want to hear what you have to say. And just remember, if we say anything that you don't want to hear,
Too bad.
too bad. If you do have a complaint,
We have an official email now.
we do have the official hate mail email address is youguyssuck@geekpublicradio.com. So if there's anything that you think that we overstepped or we oversimplified or you just think that we are horrible, horrible people, just let us know at youguyssuck@geekpublicradio.com. It is actually an email address, and you will get an actual response.
You will get a response from me because I am the complaint department.
He's a lot better than he used to be.
Barely.
We'll just say that.
Barely.
Barely. Age will do that to you. It has a way of tempering people.
Yeah. I didn't get my 5 minutes of hate radio show that I was.
Oh, no, that's in the works. Remember, we're still trying to nail everything else down. And it's not going to be a radio show. It's just something you record 5 minutes of every day. Just one thing, and we'll just put it in every other hour at the top of the hour.
I can do that in my sleep.
Little Sonny's 5 minutes of hate, right next to the news.
It could be at the news.
At the news.
God, let there be a presidential election. I'll start ranting then.
So, have you seen Marvel's Inhumans yet?
No, I haven't.
You're not the only one.
I guess there's a whole slew of stuff like that. There's Inhumans and then The Gifted.
The Gifted, now, I like The Gifted. The Gifted is something that I can actually... mainly because it's on after Lucifer.
Yeah.
I think it's Lucifer's person in The Gifted. But when I'm watching, it's like a show that I watch, and then there's The Gifted, and then another show that I watch. So I tend to watch and just have something I watch, and I've gotten into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I tried to watch Inhumans.
Yeah, Inhumans, that's the one with the big dog, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like,
Yeah.
bad writing, bad acting, bad story.
That sounds like a good time.
it is. It's a time, good time had by none.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm waiting on that to be canceled.
Yeah.
And if they don't cancel that and they cancel something else that I like, I am so gonna be irritated. Honestly though, since it's becoming time for the cancellations to be announced and whatnot for the next couple upcoming seasons and this, that, and the other. My question is this: how much are we going to put into any series that if every time you finally get I like this one, and you start to watch it, and it gets 2 seasons then canceled,
Right.
or 1 season then canceled, or 4 episodes and canceled, and you're like, I really dig this. This is pretty cool. Like I like, and it's like, we're not doing it anymore. Like how much are you actually going to give?
I think we all learned our lesson with Firefly.
Right, but no, we haven't, because we still watch Orville. We still watch all the other stuff.
They renewed Orville.
Yeah. Well, I think they would have a riot on their hands. Because they were getting really good numbers.
Yeah.
But no, there's like a long list of stuff. They canceled the zoo. I never really watched it, but there was a lot of people who were upset that it got canceled.
What was that about? I mean, evidently a zoo.
Well, it's about like animals turning on humans, like all over the world, and yeah, I think it was based on the book by that one guy.
Sounds like a Michael Crichton book. But anyway, I know
James Patterson.
Okay, yeah, the other guy.
Yeah,
that other guy.
Yeah.
If it was underwater, it'd be Clive Cussler.
But yeah, so the
and if they were vampires, it'd be Charlene Harris.
Well, speaking of Charlene Harris, Midnight Texas, was pretty good. I mean,
it wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, it got steam. You know, she writes a certain way, and it's broadcast television, so she doesn't have the leeway for the adaptation that True Blood got.
Yeah, which is okay.
But I dug it. It was a good mix of stuff. I'm into the supernaturally type stuff.
Yeah.
And those seem to be short-lived. Like people were talking about The Brave, which is a special operators series.
Yeah.
And they're already talking about SEAL Team with David Boreanaz being both of them are going to be short-run shows. But both of them are shows that I actually dig, I mean, if the unit could run as long as it did, and it had quite a few seasons, it wasn't spectacularly, large run, but
Yeah, I never really watched that stuff because I just kind of lumped it all in with like 24 hours or whatever it was, and I don't know, I just didn't really care to watch it. Just didn't seem like
there was 4 seasons of the unit, and basically all that was a special operations unit that goes and does stuff.
Everybody kept telling me I should watch it and that I'd really like it, but
it's a lot better. It had you had the Allstate guy.
Yeah.
Dennis Haysbert. He's always going to be the Allstate guy.
You're in good hands.
Where his voice is like some little girls like, you should go Allstate.
Yeah.
But it had, Robert Patrick in it and Max Martini. Those two, those few guys I dig them in most of the shows that they're on. In fact, Robert Patrick is in Scorpion now, and, I dig Scorpion.
Yeah.
It's had to take a back seat because, if I remember right, Scorpion is on at the same time as The Brave, I do believe. So I watch one and then on demand the other. Got to make your choices. Just like I stopped watching Gotham because Supernatural came back.
You shouldn't have stopped watching Gotham.
Well, I'm going to catch up at the end of the season, like I always do, but
I don't know. I just watched the newest one last night.
For some reason, Gotham just hasn't, the past couple seasons, I watch it mainly because it was a habit. Like, I watched it because I always watched it.
Just these last few episodes is really starting to set up Gotham City for as it is when Bruce Wayne becomes Batman.
Okay. Well, I know, the last one I watched was him getting his, the mask finally of him being the vigilante guy. So, he's like, remember, everything else is bulletproof except for that mask.
Yeah.
So, but just for some reason, shows do that to me. I get a few seasons in, I miss an episode, then I try to watch it again, try to catch up and this, that, and the other, and then I find that I really wasn't interested in, there's a reason why I missed it in the first place. And oh, look, a show that I actually do dig watching even 13 seasons later, I still will watch Supernatural and I won't miss an episode.
Right.
I dropped off the Arrowverse because I dropped off the Arrowverse about the time that
I never watched that.
About the time that the Flash went to the other realm, or whatever, and grabbed Supergirl, and they came on board and actually that's right about the time CW picked up Supergirl from CBS, I do believe, had it. But so it moved over there with all the other DC shows, and it fit right in. But I think I watched the last real episode of that was when I couldn't tell you what's going on The Flash. I couldn't tell you what's going on in Arrow.
I don't watch any of that stuff.
I don't know. I watched season 1 of Supergirl, and that was it.
Yeah, when it comes to DC comic book stuff, I watch Gotham.
That's it.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, like I said, everybody has their things that catch them, and like I said, I'll give something a season or two, and if it doesn't catch me, then it's really hard for me to get back into the swing of things. Arrow lasted, all the way up until he ran for the mayor, or when he was elected mayor, and
yeah, Mom's seen all that stuff.
I lost interest in it. It was like I kept saying, "Oh, I need to come. I'm going to go back and watch it. I'm going to go back and watch it." And then stuff come up, and then I realized I really wasn't missing anything, and so I just never did. I can't tell you. They have their own version of Amanda Waller. From Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
They had their own Suicide Squad stuff on there, which was interesting, but
yeah,
it was almost like Smallville. The only time I watched Smallville after the first few episodes was anytime they had the Justice League type things, when we had like a whole bunch, like Aquaman and all them coming in. Then I was like, yeah, I'll watch that episode. No, it's over. Now I'm going to go back to just watching Supernatural and ignoring CW or the WB or whatever it was at that time.
Yeah.
Because it was Smallville and then Supernatural.
Yeah.
And, so I just skip Smallville and watch Supernatural and, and I'll be honest, there's a couple seasons of Supernatural that I kind of snoozed through, and then I got back into it. But, that's the world we live in with Netflix and whatnot. I can go back and watch, say, let me give that a chance again. I can go back and watch it on Netflix or Hulu or, whatever.
Yeah.
Or on my on-demand from Comcast.
Yeah.
The evil giant Nazis. The ones who are like, you use way too much bandwidth.
Yeah.
I'm like, not anymore. I don't stream Sling TV and make you, on your internet.
Piss on them. You're paying for it.
Yeah, but if you go over a terabyte a month, then you pay like $10 for every 50 gigs over a terabyte. And we were doing like almost 2 terabytes a month because I have my TV going with Sling, she'd have her TV going with Sling, and then RJ would have his TV going with Sling. So we were like 3 of us streaming live television constantly, and I was the only one not trying to get the HD quality stuff, over the. So they're like, you're using a lot of your data, and I got to looking at it, and it was actually cheaper by the time because they give you 2 free months of overage before they charge you. And at the second one, I was looking at it, we would have ended up costing us just to pay for our extra data the same as it was to have television with them. And so I just went, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah.
We'll pay that. I'll save this the $50, or we were at the $40 mark for Sling because I had like stars and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? Screw it. Then they hooked me on the fancy stuff, that Xfinity package thing, where it's like the expensive.
Yeah, just so they can jack it up for you here in about 5 years when it's $700 a month.
But I like it. I like the fact that I could talk into the remote because I'd be like, "You're a douche," and then it pulls up stuff like MSNBC.
Summer's Eve makes me feel fine. Yeah.
But anyhow, this has been Geek Public Radio. We're going to bow out of here. We are going to step away from the microphones and eat all this food that has been dropped off to us because, That's how we roll. Food. Anyway, check us out. This is Geek Public Radio, right here on geekpublicradio.com. We'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. Check us out. All the other shows, Friday nights with the Man Cave, Saturday nights with Metal and Madness, and, coming soon, the whole 5 minutes of hate.
5 minutes of hate.
Right now, I'm Topher.
I'm Lil Sonny.
And we'll talk to you next time.